You're too attached to emptiness. Why don't you try being human? You're too attached to emptiness.
Hi guys, welcome to the Freedom of Nothingness. I am your podcast host, Beyond Taylor. If you're watching, if you're listening, hello. So sorry that I missed last week. I'm really trying to get used to my new schedule. I work mornings now, and your girl is exhausted. That's why I'm not drinking tea today. I'm drinking Accelerator. Natural caffeine accelerates metabolism, plant-based thermogenics, whatever, active energy. This is what I need because your girl is tired. Flavor not bad. But so grateful to be back. Let's get right into the video. So I've missed you guys a lot, and I've missed talking about my most favorite thing in the world to talk about, which is non-dual understanding of reality. And I say that very loosely, non-dual understanding, because there's no way for you to understand non-duality, because you can't understand it through conventional ways, right? When we think about understanding something, it's like, when you understand something, it's like something within you just has it. I used to always say you can't understand non-duality in a conceptual way, but I think that's because I was thinking about understanding conceptually. But understanding seems to be beyond the mind, right? It's just like this knowing within. So actually, it's very easy to understand non-duality because it's beyond who you think you are. I just got that realization. For so much of my life, I've been saying you can't understand non-duality. I don't know if that's something that I heard and I was repeating someone else, but just now I'm like, wait a minute, you definitely can understand it, because understanding has nothing to do with the mind. It's something that's prior to thinking. It's even to call it a feeling is labeling it. It's just something that knows. Anyways, so yeah, I really want to talk about getting started with self-inquiry when it comes to having this aha understanding about, having a non-dual experience. You're already having a non-dual experience, but recognizing that you are having a non-dual experience. So a misconception is that non-duality means that it's not two. And when we think that it's not two, then that must mean that like everything is one. And we always hear that everything is one. Nope, I'm about to say something else that I heard. I don't even know what I'm going to call this podcast. And I'm not going to start over either, because I'm really getting out of the habit of just repeating things that I heard. And at one point in time, it did sound right, but it doesn't feel true to me. So I was going to say like, oh, it's not two and it's not one. But then I don't even remember why somebody said that. It made sense when I heard it. But everything is one, because there's no division. There's just the string of energy being moved all together. So I would call that one. It is one. Again, I'm not going to keep saying things that I've heard from other people. I've been doing that for years, trying to sound wise. I would always say this to people. I said, I can say something, and, people would say to me, oh, you are very smart, and you get this stuff, right? You really get it. And I had a lot of knowledge. My experience, I just found my lip gloss. I was looking for my lip gloss and I just found it. Wow. Anyways, my experience didn't match the knowledge that I had. Because all the while talking about concepts around non-dualism, I would still be seeking for the experience that the gurus were having, but I was talking as if I was a guru because it was really easy for me to be repetitive. I can repeat things that I hear all day long. I'm very good at picking up things. But I wasn't actually having that experience. Not to the point where I felt like I was realized, because I would have experiences because I was really earnest in my search for truth. My search for truth was real for me. I was so earnest. I wanted to know so bad who I was. So I did the practices. I would have these aha experiences, but there was still something within me longing for it to continue. I missed the point. I continued to live in sin because I missed the point. I missed the mark. And the mark is that nothing lasts forever. So even me looking for the experience of the veil being lifted from my eyes of the supposedly universe that I exist in, right? And the veil being lifted for me to understand that there's no me experiencing the universe, but there's only the universe being experienced as a separate self, or seemingly being experienced by a separate self. I wanted that experience to last because I would have these glimpses into the truth. And I still have these glimpses, but now it's seen more as just an experience that has a beginning and an end, like any other experience. There's not this chasing for that. And because I don't chase for that experience, my vision, our vision is always like that. But the knowing seems to be there in the back of my mind and my understanding. There's a knowing that that's exactly what's going on without me having to look for the experience. The experience is just what is, like like this is it. I don't have to look for it up and down, high and low, like, oh my god, I have to see what the gurus are talking about. This is it. Anything else is an experience. And if I want to have an experience, then what I will do is I will figure out the skills that I need to learn, and then I will master those skills so that I can have the experience. Anything other than that, this is it. This is it. Once that was accepted, and I was able to just surrender, which means just let go of having to, be something, or see what the gurus are doing or whatever, just like get this idea out of my mind. That's when it was like, oh, this is it. And anything else that I'm looking for requires me to use the mind in order to develop the skills that are going to allow me to see reality through that lens. And anybody that says, and I know I've said I was going to talk about self-inquiry, but you know what? Sometimes Spirit has a message for me, and Spirit, whatever that message is, I'm just going to speak on it. I thought that was my original message, but obviously it has shifted. But anybody that says, there's nothing for you to do because you don't exist, even though there's some truth in there, they are spiritually bypassing your experience. They are not acknowledging or validating or recognizing the fact that your experience, how you experience reality in a dualistic way, is real. And they are also denying the fact that that's also how the separate self that they are using to communicate and that they identify as is also experiencing reality in that way. I find that unless it's, I don't know, I guess I haven't been around any older gurus or sages or saints or mystics or whatever. Like a lot of the spiritual influence that I get is from the internet. And just recently I've been getting around individuals who seem to be and touch and see reality through a different lens than only the perspective of subject object reality. However, people that have truly transcended, in my opinion, people that have truly transcended subject object perception reality either don't talk about it, or if they talk about it, they're not denying the individual's experience of subject object reality, because that is also the way that they are viewing reality. Transcendence does not mean that that is not the experience anymore. It means that you rise above it, in the world but not of the world. So people that claim, oh man, I was talking about the levels being too high, but now the levels are too low. I'm sorry, guys. But people that claim that there is no self and there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to be, I'm very weary of those individuals, even though I used to be one of those individuals, but that's because I was just repeating things that I had heard from other people. It wasn't true to me. And when I started to only speak my truth and not repeating things that I heard from other people, only then did the truth start to shine. And there's still so much compassion and grace for those people, because I know it couldn't be any other way, right? So yeah, period. Even with me, it couldn't be any other way. But even that, this road of practicing non-dualism is a lot of contemplating, a lot of being in silence, a lot of witnessing and just watching yourself and your actions, because the more you watch yourself, the more you see how you're just playing out conditionings, which is why like it couldn't be any other way. But there does seem to be this illusion of choice. Illusion does not mean it doesn't exist. Illusion means that it's not what it appears to be. So as long as you are identified with the mind, there seems to be this illusion of choice. And as long as the illusion of choice is there, you should be exercising your will to choose. This is also tricky though. It's a perfect paradox, and I love it because it is a perfect paradox, and it's so difficult to talk about these things without contradicting yourself, because it's a complete contradiction, but life is super contradictory. The best thing I can encourage is like, find out for yourself. Listen to people that you resonate with when it comes to non-duality, but don't take what they say as truth. Don't take what they say as truth. Even if it feels like it's something that's there and you're resonating. That's my oven. I'm cooking. I have to hurry up because it's going to keep beeping until I go over there. But even if it's resonating as truth, find out for yourself. Next week, I'm going to talk about... It's going to keep going off. Next week, I'm going to talk about the first steps to self-inquiry. This week, I guess it's just a little rant. And I have to go because my oven is going to keep beeping until I go. So I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Actually, I'm making a video this week. And actually, I'm going to make a video this week about how to start your self-inquiry process. Love you.